Today, I wanted to share with you a little bit of perspective on how I might have been able to figure out how to lead a company based on being a mountain climber. Frankly, I'm a good climber, but not a great climber. In the scheme of great climbers, and I believe that to be true, because I've climbed with them, and they just like, woo, fly, and I'm like, how did you do that? And I spend 3 times the energy, twice as long, and look terrible trying to do the same thing. I just don't have that physiological talent that some of these great athletes have. My parents didn't bless me with a monstrous VO2 maximum, my flexibility, my wingspan, all these things that can conspire to basically make me mediocre. I am mediocre, which is not what you're looking for in a keynote presenter at a conference like this. In the world of business, because I have now spent 20 years traveling around the world speaking at conferences like this, where I have sat at the head tables with leaders of countries and leaders of the Fortune 500, and when we sit in there and we're talking, I'm not asking them about football. I don't give a crap about sports scores and find out what their alma mater is and come up with some kind of way to bond. No. What books are you reading? How do you parent your kids? Do you have struggles with alcohol? What is the situation? I'm drilling and asking these questions of these leaders inside these business organizations, because how often do you get to sit beside the global VP or president of XY monstrous company? Not very often. So when I'm sitting there having dinner with you and I'm going to weasel my way to the seat beside you, we're going to talk about something. It might take a few minutes to build rapport and communicate, but I am going to fill your drink and we're going to chitty-chat. And through the process of doing that over the years, I've realized I'm a pretty mediocre business person. I really am. I am average at business. I really am. I'm not that good. I'm good enough. I run my own little company. We founded it. We've raised millions of dollars to do it. Frankly, I think we should be having double the revenue with much improved margins. We could be doing way better if someone else was leading this company. And in fact, I'm in the process now of trying to find a CEO to replace me, because I believe I've been able to take the team to a certain place. I need to get out of the way so I am not personally my ego or my blind spots or my lack of understanding or intellectual capacity holding us back. Hard to do because it's my little baby, but I got to do it if it's what's right for the company. And I have a fiduciary responsibility to our investors to do that, even if that means kicking me to the curb. So I'm a mediocre adventure climber. I'm a mediocre business person. Great presenter you got today. But the interesting thing was, I began to discover over time, and mountains taught me this, is that we all are average. Oh, that's so counterintuitive and unmotivational, Jamie. Yes, it is, but it's truth. Remember, truth and story. Here's the truth. If we take this room, chances are you are an average marketer. Just by definition, you have to be. Sure, there's some in here, just a few, at the end of the curve that are fantastic marketers. And they probably know it and rub it in your face every day and it pisses you off. There's some other us on the bell curve, if you imagine that on the stage here, who are kind of suck, just pretty much just dragging along. It's because you knew some people, pulled you, and you've taken credit for shit that was not yours. Right? And you are where you are by chance, and your world's coming crashing down, and somewhere deep and down, even though you're mostly blind to it, you kind of know it. And then there's the rest of us right here, average. Average marketers, average at what we do. And to me, there is beauty in that. Because in these extremes, there's volatility, there's often ego and personality conflicts, a lack of cooperation. We could get deep into some of these discussions. I've seen this in mountain climbing. Those high-performing athletes, those exceptional talents can often come with other anyway, it gets weird. On either side out there, it gets weird. You think, well, these are the people that we want to work with. The key is to improve the average. The key is to keep improving the average. And the ultimate key then is to be able to identify what it is that you're okay at and organize it in a unique way. So if I'm a pretty good business person, well, if I was purely a business person, I would probably drown. But the fact that very few climbers are good business people, and very few business people are good climbers, created the opportunity. If I could be equally as good, however mediocre, standing on the side of a mountain with a pair of boots on and crampons, while straddling the other foot in a boardroom with some cheap loafers, if I could be in those two places competently, average but competent, and because very few people are willing or have interest or can do that, now we've got something exceptional. Identifying for yourself, I believe, as the marketer of your career, as the salesperson of what you can do, being honest with yourself, the truth of the situation, and seeing how you can take your skills and coordinate them in a unique way, and leveraging that uniqueness to something extraordinary. And being able to do that, being able to see that, not just for yourself, but for the companies that you serve, well, that's where magic happens.